It was probably the worst thing I've seen since the World Cup. We had nothing. It was just so much excitement, and then it all just boiled down to Villa parking the bus, which is how Chelsea beat us. It was I the only one who had sort of the dark days
Of Roy
what
Hodgson
if we
in
have
my
got to
head.
go back into them?
Yeah. What do you think then? What do you think went wrong then?
We were too attacking. It was obvious. It happens all the time against little clubs. They look for the early goal and then they'll sit back on it. And Villa, even though it is Villa, they were brilliant. But you can't fault the way they defended because we couldn't do anything. They had 25 million players trying to push and score goals.
Yeah.
And Philip Senderos was the one who was not letting anything in, but he should have been sent off.
Yeah, for tripping up Balotelli.
I tweeted earlier, if that was Suarez,
Oh god, that'd have been annoying.
it would have been video footage and then 5-match ban.
Yeah. But because it's Balotelli.
Because it's Balotelli, he's just, the media love it.
Okay, Graham, have you got anything to add? If Graham's there.
Yeah.
You got anything to add on the game yesterday?
Wasn't the best, obviously. Balotelli, though, just point out, he was very isolated up front, wasn't he? We should have played the diamond. We didn't. Villa, as Henry said, they go out. Teams like that go out, look for the early goal. Villa did, and they played park the bus football.
Which you've never been able to play.
But then you say that, Henry, and wasn't Ricky Lambert brought in to have
I thought whenever we've brought Lambert on, we've always looked like there could be something happening. We did it with Southampton, and we scored within 10 minutes of him coming on. This time it didn't happen, but it was still the same thing. Bringing Lambert on, I think everyone thought he could be the one to sort of break them, but they weren't. Villa were they were on their game.
Do we need that sort of player like a Luis Suarez? I know it's going to hurt to say his name, but do we need that sort of player and look like Luis Suarez used to do, turn nothing into something? Like when we scored, when he scored against Norwich, that volley, we didn't look like we were going to score. It looked like it was going to be a 0-0 draw, and then as soon as he scored, the whole game changed. Do you think we need another one, a player like that, Henry?
Well, it's one of them because when I first heard news we were interested in Balotelli, I immediately thought like, oh, we're going to replace Suarez with another Suarez, not like ability wise, because there's no one who can match Suarez in my opinion at the moment. Yeah. Well, not at the moment obviously, but last season he was untouchable, and I was like, oh, the same thing, attitude's not going to be there, and I'm hoping I'm going to be proved wrong, but he's taken a gamble and we had to because we were coming to the end of the window and Remy had failed his medical, and that was dodgy. That I wasn't too sure why Remy failed, because he's gone to Chelsea, scored in his first game, passed his medical. I just don't think Rodgers fancied him.
Yeah, well, there is some reason why he didn't pass his medical. Ollie, do you want to shed any light on that?
What, on Remy failing his medical?
Yeah.
Oh well, I think there's obviously a lot of discussion as to why it was failed. I don't think we could probably reveal it on here, but I think there was obviously some issues. He obviously scored against Chelsea yesterday, so it was a good finish as well. And I think obviously, Remy. I think the problem we have at the moment is that Sturridge and Balotelli just haven't been able to make any impact playing as a lone striker, and I think that's what we really, really have missed with Luis Suarez, because he could play that role. Obviously, we haven't seen Lambert yet, but he's not exactly the most mobile, so him up top on his own may not be the best, and that'll be a problem for us if we can't play one up top, because in all the games we've played this season, we've played one up top to start with, and everyone's been isolated. So we need to find a way of working around that. But I think for Ludogorets, we should play Sterling in behind Lambert and Balotelli.
That was it. If we'd have started with Sterling, I think we'd have been in much more of a chance to win that game. I think Rodgers was a bit harsh on Ludogorets not starting, thinking that we were just going to breeze that game.
it was naivety, wasn't it? Because the Champions League coming up, it
Yeah.
was just naivety by Rodgers.
So do you
But
think?
I can understand why.
Yeah.
Sorry, carry on.
I was going to say, do you think he majorly changed the team for the Ludogorets game on Tuesday night?
I would start Lallana because
Okay.
I think he played well. I think Markovic tried too hard sometimes. He gave the ball away. I think Coutinho was another one who was just the last 20 minutes he was trying to do it all himself. And yeah, he had the shot which hit the post, but there were chances where he could have passed it. And then it was all just getting a bit like, oh, where's the goal going to come from? We haven't got that Suarez we give the ball to and he'll score easily.
Yeah.
That's what I'm worried about. That's why I don't want it to happen, but we take Balotelli, or what if Balotelli and Sturridge get injured and we have to play Lambert and Barini? Because Barini, I don't think he touched the ball once.
No. Yeah, I don't think he... I've just read it, actually. I've just retweeted something on Twitter saying Fabio Barini didn't contest a tackle, header, hit a shot or create a chance. He literally just completed one pass out of two.
Yeah, but that's when you're chasing a game as well and you're supposed to have most of the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, even when I don't think Balotelli had his best game, but he still had the ball a good 60% of the time it was up there.
And you notice as soon as you come on when he got that throw and then he kicked it straight out.
Yeah, but did you see Balotelli's face when he was subbed? It was as if to say like, you know, like, oh.
Sorry, I think we've lost Henry. Middle of that. Yeah, he's dropped. Ollie, do you want to come in on Balotelli?
Yeah, I just think Balotelli yesterday was poor. I think he started off well, but it's that problem of being isolated. And to be honest, going forward, not just Balotelli, but all of us weren't great, were we?
No.
I think going back we were all right in terms of tracking back from Lallana and Markovic. Just going forward, they just didn't offer enough. So, you know, we have to change it for Tuesday, and I think he will change it, Rodgers, and he'll bring on Lambert and start him up top with Balotelli.
Okay, Henry, come back in on your Balotelli
Yeah,
point when
I'm
he
back
come
now.
on. Okay.
No, I just you saw the fact, you know, when Balotelli was at City and he was subbed, and everyone's claiming that, oh yeah, he's changed and he's like, you know, he's different. But I saw, you know, his facial expression was like he looked down on everyone, like he looked like he shouldn't be subbed. When I don't think he realises, like, when he has a bad game, like he didn't play well. I didn't think he played very well. I thought Lambert played better than him in the minutes he came on, because when he came on, it was just like everyone just sort of lifted. People were looking to get the goal, but more people were coming in. But with Balotelli, it was like, oh, we'll pass it to him and then we'll see what happens. And the majority of the time, he was passing it straight back to the blooming midfield, and then it was a hopeful ball in the box.
But do you think that Lambert needs to do more then when he comes on, and he needs to be attacking those crosses that are coming in? Because we've got two wing backs now in Moreno and Manquillo, as we saw yesterday, who can both cross a ball. So do you think?
I think we have to keep them for a start. We've got Manquillo, for example. I reckon we should try and definitely sign him in the long term, because everyone's dreading Glenn Johnson coming back.
Yeah.
But you see them two as well. Every time they were going for a sliding tackle, they missed time on it. I think everything was just in such a rush.
Maybe it was overwhelming that it was their debut and it was their first game.
Yeah, I don't think it was that smart playing so many on their debut either.
Yeah.
I think we had Markovic, Markovic. Who's the other one? Lallana. Playing two wingers on their debut. I would have preferred if we'd have started Sterling and then subbed him at half time.
Yeah.
But obviously Rodgers has different ideas. And
Okay.
I can't exactly.
Yeah. Graham, have you got anything to add?
I don't think necessarily Balotelli had a bad game. I think formation was wrong. I think it was quite evident he needs someone playing up front with him. I just don't think he had a bad game, but I'm seeing the reaction on Twitter, most Arsenal fans saying that Giroud is better than Balotelli, which is an unfair statement considering Balotelli has only played 2 games at the club. I think it's too early to call that Giroud is better than Balotelli.
There's no way that I think Giroud is better than Balotelli at all.
Sanchez's goal though.
Yeah, that was good.
I know it's not exactly Liverpool related, but everyone sort of had that gut feeling that could have been going into the back of the Anfield net. But
what about Diego Costa then? He could have been a Liverpool player.
Yeah, but he's just perfect. He fits Chelsea perfectly. They just lob the ball up to him, and he's got the ability just to finish from no matter where. I don't think Costa would suit Rodgers. I think someone like Balotelli would, because you look at Rodgers, he likes bringing the best out of players. He did it with Sterling, he did it with Suarez, and he did it with Sturridge as well.
Yeah.
I think Costa was such an icon, and Balotelli was as well, but it's obviously a test for him.
So do you think
Him
Balotelli
meaning
will
Rodgers.
only get better?
I think he's got to. I think he's already proved in the Premier League that he will score goals.
Yeah.
And he's still young, isn't he? And you keep him for another year. No one has an amazing season in their first year other than Torres. But,
Oh, so many
know-
feels today. We've talked about Suarez and missing out on Diego Costa and Sanchez, and it's just all bringing it all back.
but Balotelli, I think there's a lot of worry that the momentum's with him for the first 10 games, and then all of a sudden he sort of lacks, and then he doesn't really care. He doesn't really. I think that's what happened at City, wasn't it? But I was watching a few highlights of him at AC Milan, and I think we've definitely sorted out the set piece issue, because his free kicks are unbelievable. We haven't had any yet, have we?
No, we haven't. No.
We haven't had any.
Has anyone else got anything to bring up on the game or Balotelli?
I think Senros had a brilliant game yesterday. I think people might say that it can't play poor, but I think Senros handled Balotelli very well.
I think we've got to be ready that every defending team are going to be trying to get on Balotelli's nerves. Every game we play,
You
they're going
could
to be
see they were trying to
to
wind him up.
little things like that, and it's whether he bites. And I'm very worried that one day, because obviously you can't sit there and ignore it for the whole game, but all it takes is one little thing, and then Balotelli will get brought up for it, and then the other player will get away with it. Which is, I thought after Senderos kicked Balotelli, I thought, you know what, it's going to happen. Something's going to happen with them. I think Rodgers done well subbing Balotelli, because I think he sort of saw that Balotelli was getting wound up.
Okay, so if you're listening to the podcast, then don't hesitate to send in your questions, and we will answer them live for you. So if you got any questions, all you three tweet out. If you could all tweet out saying
just retweeted and okay.
So I'll tell everyone. I'll send out a tweet. Oops, just tweeted by accident. Nah, Ollie's tweeting about articles. He's not tweeting about the live event. What is that on? That's not on, mate.
No, I am, mate. I'm getting so many demands. Tom, everyone is just telling me to put stuff up. I'll do it now.
It's not good enough, mate, to be honest. So is everyone feeling still down a bit?
I think we need the Champions League.
Yeah.
We've waited how long for this moment, and now it's finally here. We shouldn't be so depressed, really. Obviously losing to Villa's, but you see, if we'd have beat Villa, everyone would have been like, "Oh yeah, this is great. Now we've got Champions League in 2 days."
And we're like world beaters again. Yeah, fickle. Very. Obviously, we won't talk about Ludogorets much because that'll be in this week's podcast. But what do you see? Do you see Rodgers changing the whole team and playing all the fringe players, or do you reckon Gerrard will play, etc.? I'll ask anyone.
Gerrard will probably get.
Yeah.
I think Gerrard will play the 90 because it's his first game back in the Champions League.
Okay.
But in the future, I think for the more important games, I can sort of see Gerrard sort of dropping off really and playing the 60. Because with Khan out at the moment, he's got to play Gerrard. Because I don't think Lucas is really the answer to anyone's questions at the moment, especially in the Champions League.
Okay. Anyone else got anything to add about team on Tuesday? Graham?
Yeah, I think.
Okay, Ollie, go.
No, I think Rodgers just needs to change it. But I think what will happen is he'll bring in Sterling and play him at the top of the diamond with Lambert and Balotelli up front. I'd keep Lallana as well, personally.
Yeah, I'd take Markovic out.
Yeah, take Coutinho out as well and bring him in for Sterling and Sterling and Lallana, and then play a midfield three of Henderson, Gerrard, and Lallana. Because Lallana can track back as well, which he did well yesterday. It was just going forward that we lacked.
He got a booking early as well, and that sort of you had to be careful then. He got a booking within the first 20 minutes.
Yeah, he did. But I think the Champions League on Tuesday will be a completely different game, and I'm glad as well. We haven't got to wait. Yeah, we haven't got to wait another week to put things right. We can actually get, lift the mood earlier in the week, so it should be a good game.
Okay, so one thing we can talk about is Coutinho. What do you think's gone wrong for him? We'll start Graham. What do you think's gone wrong for Coutinho?
Well, going on yesterday's game, he didn't play well at all, I don't think. Perhaps there could be stuff going on behind closed doors that we don't know about. Fact of the matter is, though, Coutinho is a good player. I don't think he's playing his full potential at Liverpool.
Okay.
Yeah, I couldn't really say what I think is going wrong. I just don't think he's playing to his full ability. I think maybe kind of lacked yesterday because it was a team against Aston Villa and possibly Liverpool, and I know the fans were expecting to go get a win at Aston Villa, so maybe that was the case. Well, it's a difficult one to call, isn't it?
Okay, Ollie, have you got anything to add on Coutinho?
Well, yeah, I think it's just what we've mentioned earlier in other podcasts this season. He's struggled against the players, players with a big presence in midfield. And the thing, it's a strange one with Coutinho, isn't it? Because he had a good pre-season and he looked like he was at the top of his game, and he's just really struggled when he's come in to the side this season. Hasn't really made an impact. So I think it's just finding regular consistency with Coutinho, because we all know he's an absolutely exceptional talent and he's got extremely good potential, but he just needs to find that regular consistency. But we've got squad depth now with Lallana and Markovic can come in, and Sterling can play that role as well. So it's good competition for him, but we do need to get the best out of him. But I'm sure Rodgers can do that.
Okay, Henry, anything to add on that?
Coutinho, aren't we? I backed out of the call.
Yeah,
then.
sorry, no worries, sorry.
I don't know. I think he's similar to a lot of our players. He's very similar to Markovic, but sort of different in a way. Like, I think when you see Coutinho on the ball, is the first thing he decides to do, he plays forward. He never goes back. I've never seen him pass back. And he a lot of the time he runs himself right into a corner or into a trouble, and then he looks out for a pass and ends up either winning a corner or then losing the ball. I think he tries too hard in some ways. Rodgers is good at adapting players to positions, but I think Coutinho would make a very good winger, because I think he naturally plays there. Rodgers tries to put him in the sort of the attacking midfield.
Yeah.
Because then you could sort of fit more in, and you could put Coutinho on the wing, Sterling on the other, then put either Markovic or Lallana playing attacking, because both of them could do that.
Okay. But I tweeted earlier saying I don't think Lallana and Coutinho can play together. What do you think on that, Henry? They're very similar players, aren't they?
Lallana and Coutinho, yeah, we've only seen the one game and we lost, so I can't disagree with you there.
But I just think they're very similar in what they do and how they play. So I just think that Coutinho needs. I don't know what Coutinho needs. I think he needs to kick up the ass, but I think that's what he needs.
I think he needs a talking to.
Mm-hmm.
Because he said the same. Rodgers did the same with another player. I think it was. Was it Sterling? I'm not 100% sure. And he said to him, "You've got to do this and that, and then we'll make you into a better player." And then that's exactly what he did. And now look at Sterling. I might be wrong on that being Sterling, but I know there was a point where him and Rodgers were sort of like, "Oh, what are we going to do now? Like, do we sell Sterling? Do we keep him on?" Yeah. And I think if we'd have sold Sterling, then we'd have been in a lot more trouble than we are now.
Okay, Ollie, have you got something to add on that, mate?
Yeah, has anyone just seen Joseph Musca's tweet about Balotelli?
I was just about to bring that up, actually.
Yeah.
I haven't.
He's just paid for everyone's food in the Nando's and Liverpool won. Apparently.
What a legend.
Ooh.
Is that one of those outrageous comments? Again.
Someone tweeted saying, "That's a lie because I'm sat here right now."
Oh, you just retweeted it.
That is just a typical example of.
The press.
It's not even the press, is it? I mean, he's good. A lot of these so-called people are good, but you could literally like. I mean, is it even relevant when you? Do I really want to see on my timeline that Roger Balotelli is paid for food in Nando's and everyone?
No.
Do you know what I mean?
So we've actually got Luke in here from Anfield Oracle. All right, Luke, how you doing?
Nice, am I right, you?
Yeah, good. Have you got any thoughts on the game? You want to pipe in your thoughts?
It was a horrible game, wasn't it? I mean, I think tactically he got it wrong. The players who he put on the pitch got it wrong. I said last week on the podcast that it was vital that we played two up front, you know, with Lambert, with Balotelli. And Balotelli's not a lone striker, so I think it was always going to be a bit flat up front because of that. And then, you know, Coutinho, I think him and Markovic maybe tried a bit too hard, especially in the last stages of the second half. Coutinho was trying to do it all on his own.
That's why I said earlier.
Lana played alright, but you know he hasn't played proper football for around 5 months now, so it's always going to be a bit of an ask for him to come in and you know really change the game.
Okay, we've actually got a question from Adam Lovelalana, which is Leanne. The question is, what did you make of Sacco? Does anyone want to come in on that?
I thought he had an alright game. I don't think he put much wrong. I think our defence on the whole, other than set pieces, we were alright. You know, Villa, you can't really judge defence because Villa parked the bus 20 minutes into the game. It was all really, can we get them on the counter? Can they get us on the counter attack? And they didn't really. There was a couple of times where our fullbacks were caught out of position. But then I think Lovren and Sacco were okay. I don't think anyone was outstanding in the game, but there certainly wasn't the worst player on the team.
Okay, anyone else want to come in on Sacco?
I don't think it's just Sacco that needs to be looked at. I think Lovren hasn't exactly been amazing either. I think he's been overlooked because of, you know, the kind of cringeworthy reception he's got from Liverpool fans and the way he's kind of dealt with it. I think people have kind of targeted players like Saka because he's an easy target. But I don't think Lovren's been, you know, exactly a golden angel in his role in defence either. So I think it'd be vital to get Skirtle back on Tuesday. Get Skirtle in, and I think he'll play alongside Lovren. But you got to remember, Lovren's like obviously used to playing on the left side of the defence, so he's kind of been shoved over to the right. So it might be that, but I don't know.
Okay, anyone else?
Yeah, I agree with the point Ollie made there about it not just being Sacco. I think the whole defence is to blame. You know, I've noticed as well. The first couple of games, all four defenders like lunging into tackles.
Yeah.
You know, Lovren and Sacco especially, but Moreno did it a few times yesterday as well, and Aston Villa got behind us a few times because of it.
Yeah, Graham, you want to come in finally?
Well, yeah, I think all four players really are to blame. I don't think you can just signal out Sacco. Sacco, he didn't have the worst of games yesterday, did he? I think there's one defender that I personally, it's just me, I think, but Manquillo, I just don't understand. I don't think he's made for Liverpool. He annoys me as well because when he gets the ball, I know he plays the pass closest to him when there's players free on the wing, which annoys me. But what are your takes on Manquillo?
I think he's a great defender. I reckon he's got a massive future ahead of him. And I think...
I really like him.
Yeah, I think if we keep him, that he'll be a long-term replacement, thank fuck, for Glenn Johnson. Anyone else got anything to add?
Well, yeah, I think it's a little bit harsh because obviously, you know, he's only 20. He's only 20 years old, so he's obviously a young lad. And it was his Anfield debut, like a proper Anfield debut, other than the friendlies. So actually, no, he played Southampton, didn't he? But you know what I mean.
What did you say about Dortmund?
Yeah,
against Dortmund, I think he had a great game.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, Ollie.
Yeah, Southampton as well. He played well. I think it was just I don't know. He's a young lad, and he's obviously can be quite rash at times. He's still quite a raw player, but he's got great potential, and I hope we buy him as well because we need a replacement for Johnson
Soon, hopefully. How long?
I also think Flanagan I think he's going to struggle to get into the first team now, and I think a lot of people are going to forget what a great job he done for us last year, bringing someone in when we were pushing for the title who had little. You know, he was an academy player, wasn't he? And then he wasn't really getting much of a game. He was then all of a sudden Rodgers threw him in and said, "Right, you're part of my plans now for us to go on and win the league." And any other, you know, we can go on about last season, but I thought watching him, I've never forgot against Spurs when who did he nutmegged this player.
Oh yeah.
And the whole of Anfield just erupted. It was just like they were the good days.
And do you reckon he'll come straight back in when he's fit?
I don't think he will.
So I don't
think he'll have
reckon
to sit
anyone.
out.
I don't reckon no one else would play left back other than Moreno if he stays fit.
No, Moreno has to stay.
Moreno is what? Has he left the call?
Rodgers will
will
know by next year whether he's going to keep Manquillo on or let him go. And if he lets him go, then Flanagan will be able to come back in. But I think unless Rodgers is going to sort of look for a team and try and find the players that will gem in together, I can't see Flanagan really jumping straight back in.
Give me 2 seconds, lad. You just carry on talking about the game. I'll be back in a second. Ollie, you can lead it now. Go, Ollie.
I've just read on Twitter that Sandro and Kranjgar's there for QPR.
Are they starting?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll tell you what, I think United they'll probably have a great game. I can see Falcao scoring. It's going to make my weekend even worse.
How important do you boys now think that West Ham away is next week? Because that is a massive game now.
Yeah, Upton Park is a very tough place to go and try to get a win. Probably added pressure as well because we've lost this week's game obviously against Aston Villa, and I don't want to jinx, but if we do lose against Ludogorets, imagine the amount of pressure that's going to be on the team to get a win. But you'd be expecting a win against Ludogorets.
Yeah, definitely. But I think we will win, and it'll put everyone on a high for the week, and then we'll go again on Saturday. And after that, we got West Ham, but we haven't got the worst run of fixtures in the next few games. You know, QPR away. We obviously got the derby later in the month, but we haven't got the worst set of fixtures. And the thing is, another positive we can take is that, you know, we're 2 points better off than we were in the corresponding fixtures last season. I know it's difficult to find positives, but we are better off than we were last season in the corresponding fixtures. So, you know, it's not the end of the world.
Was Lallana a gamble?
Yeah, definitely.
What, playing him or buying him?
Buying him for however much we did. Was it 25?
I think it was always going to be a risk because obviously he was always going to be overpriced, so he's always going to have that price tag on his shoulders. But you know, Brendan Rodgers obviously loved him and really wanted him.
I think he was a player we had to buy. I think raw English talent, but he's getting on. He looks like about 20, but isn't he 27?
He's getting.
Well, I say getting on. He's just reaching his peak, but honestly, I thought when last season watching Southampton, I thought he was one of their youngsters.
Yeah, I don't think he deserves the abuse he got yesterday, because, you know, as Dan was saying, or you were saying earlier, you know, he's come back in. It's his first game after, in months. So he's coming back from an injury. And to be honest with you, the system was wrong. The formation was wrong. He wasn't given the perfect start in terms of formation.
I'm looking at it as that you've always got to lose a couple of games at home, and that was just one of them. The fact it was Villa. I mean, let's be honest though. I thought Villa were brilliant. Honestly, I thought they'd done everything they were trained and been told to do. They'd done all their work. They knew what to do. I couldn't fault Aston Villa yesterday. They parked the bus, and even doing that, they parked the bus well. Didn't Nathan Baker get man of the match because he was just winning everything that came into the box, we couldn't throw anything more. We just needed Sturridge.
I think Roy Keane's had a big influence on that. I think he's great signing for Villa, probably their best signing.
Yeah, I don't like Roy Keane.
But he's obviously come in and done a job because they're much tighter at the back and their game plan worked to perfection yesterday.
Yes, it did.
I've always quite liked Paul Lambert though.
Yeah, in
the
terms
abuse
of the
gets is unfair.
Yeah,
It's
because
been
he
a
seems to be
struggle
the
for
centre of
Villa.
it all, but
Be interesting to see how Rio Ferdinand plays today.
probably score an own goal than Mank.
It's just the way we lost yesterday. That's the problem. It's just the way the first half was shocking, and the fact Rodgers didn't change it at half time, especially. I thought it needed changing after 30 minutes because it just wasn't working. But
Hello!
What was that?
My dad just comes in and goes, "Hello," I say, "Sack Brendan Rodgers." So now I'm sticking my middle finger up to him.
Do you want to bring your dad on the pod?
Yeah, Dad, come here.
Better off picking
Come
my
here.
nose.
Come here.
Why?
Come speak to these people.
I don't want to speak to her.
Why? You gotta talk. You got what's your views? What do you think?
Rodgers needs to pick a better team.
Rodgers needs to pick a better team. Yeah, that's very detailed. Thanks. What? Who would you?
Sturridge should have played.
Oh yeah, fucking good one. He said Sturridge should have played,
Put Suarez on.
and Suarez should have started.
And Ian Rush.
Oh, and Torres as well.
Ian Rush as well, yeah, and Torres.
No, Torres is a twat. Don't want him.
I think
Great
you're a bit,
footballing mind.
yeah, I think you're being a bit too polite about Torres, if I'm honest. Anyway, out. Now my dog's like looking at me. Dog, what's your views on the game? Yeah, that's what he thinks. Nah. So moving on to Ludogorets. Anyone know anything about them?
I'm not an expert. I think I'm going to keep quiet about Ludogorets.
Yeah, I'm
I
gonna
don't-
keep quiet.
I think Ollie might know something.
Ollie,
but
go on.
what about Ludogorets?
Yeah, mate.
Well, they're obviously a surprise package, aren't they? They're obviously Bulgarian, and they shouldn't be underestimated either, because they've obviously they've done well to qualify in
Yeah.
the Champions League, and
Yeah,
and
they're
they
better
yeah, and they're in the Premier League in Bulgaria.
My dad keeps talking to me and he's telling me that Roy Hodgson should come back as manager.
I didn't say that. I said Graham Souness.
Oh, Graham Souness, not Roy Hodgson. Sorry. My dad knows. Dad, you don't know nothing about football. Anyway, apparently, I'll give you some information which I got from some Bulgarian person. Wait, I'll read it out.
Oh, I know someone who supports Ludogorets. I'll get onto them on Twitter now,
Yeah,
actually.
So do I. Apparently,
They beat Steaua Bucharest, didn't they?
apparently, 3 years ago they used to be in the second league. Now they play their European games at the National Stadium. Their best player is called Marcelinho. Well, probably Brazilian.
Chatting Champions League shit. Mate.
Yeah, we're chatting Champions League shit. They're from Razgrad.
With a bit of luck, we get an easy team like Man United in the second match.
Damn shot. Apparently,
Wait, they're not in Europe.
apparently a local businessman invested money into the team. That's why they're doing so well now in the Bulgarian league. But I reckon we're gonna absolutely pummel them. What do you lads think?
I'd hope. I think we should, and I think if we scrape a 1-0, I'll be disappointed because we should go out and send a message and say, well, we're not going to be the ones who are we're going to be the ones alongside Real Madrid to qualify this group because I think we've got the potential to beat Basel. Is it Basel we've also got in the group?
Basel, yeah.
Ludogorets we should beat. I think Madrid. I think we're doing well to go to Madrid and win, but stranger things have happened, and we've beaten Madrid in the last 2 fixtures we played against them.
Yeah.
But I hope Glenn Johnson's out for the game because the thought of Ronaldo, Bale, etc. going down the wing against Glenn Johnson gives me shivers.
Well, that's because Glenn Johnson is poo.
Yeah, should we talk about Glenn Johnson? That
Yeah,
might cheer me up.
hang on. Dad, what's your thoughts on Glenn Johnson? He just goes, Glenn Johnson shit. So at least he knows that about football. Anyone else
No,
want
Ollie
come on.
has a bit of a soft spot for Glenn Johnson. I've noticed by his tweets.
Go on, Ollie. What? Glenn Johnson.
No, I agree with the criticism he's getting, but I don't agree with the direct abuse he's getting about leave our club. You just fuck off, piss off. I don't agree with that. I agree with he deserves his criticism, and I agree he's not good enough to play for Liverpool anymore. But you got to remember, like, he has done a fair bit for Liverpool. Like, he scored a penalty in the Carling Cup final to help us win it. He's played left back.
He takes a good penalty.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you what, Ollie.
Yeah,
you'd be a good lawyer, mate, because you're just finding all the good things.
No, but thinking about it,
I
remember his
agree.
goal
He's
against
not
West
good.
Ham?
Yeah, last season. No,
crap
John
one.
Joe Shelby.
Oh,
2
God.
seasons
No,
ago.
I remember he cracked one from like 30 yards.
That's when John Joe Shelby played false 9.
Yeah. That's
I think we won that game, didn't we?
Yeah, 3-2.
I got a vine of that game, singing a John Joe song at the end. But yeah, and he played left back when he's primarily right back, so he came in and filled that position and did well. He's played a hell of a lot of games for us.
That's about
And,
time.
that goal
I think
he
he's a
scored
good
away at
servant.
Chelsea as well. Yeah, he is. Yeah.
But the whole.
Oh, Henry's gone. I reckon
I've got an issue I've got something we can talk about. Mighty Red and the issues with Mighty Red.
No, that's not. He's good.
I don't think he should be anywhere near the pitch.
What, Mighty Red?
Yeah, I agree. It should be in the fan zone. It's good for the kids. They should see him on TV before the game, outside Anfield, in the fan zone with the kids. But he should not be anywhere near Anfield.
Why?
We don't need it. It's pointless.
But Ollie, it's good for the kids.
Yeah.
Oh, Mighty
yeah,
Red.
so-
We're talking about Mighty
Yeah.
Red now.
Yeah. So
Is that the topic?
stick him
That
him
much
in
of
the
a shit
fan zone.
weekend. We're talking about Mighty Red. Jesus.
Stick him in the fan zone. Seriously, he does
Oh,
not need to be
wow.
on the Anfield pitch. And he came on yesterday. He was there for about 10 seconds. Then he fecked off again. Pointless.
Throw stuff at him.
Mighty
opinion.
Red. Yeah, what?
Pointless.
He's pointless. Oh yeah.
Let
No,
us know who
I
Mighty
reckon-
Red is.
I reckon you're hurting his feelings.
Seriously, he should not be anywhere near the Anfield turf. He should be left outside in the fan zone. It's the FSG that.
Why?
Well, it's just a typical. I think haven't Chelsea got one as well?
What, a
I
Mighty
think
Red?
most no, not Mighty Red. Well, they can
Oh.
have Mighty Red, but I don't know.
Well,
I don't know what they'll
Arsenal
do with it.
Good.
Oh,
Oh, that
forward.
dinosaur! Jesus
Yeah.
Christ!
Jeez. I know. Jesus.
It's not. I think even when I was a kid, going to football games, I just think, what is that? Like, is that how well you've done in life?
And they get so much abuse. Like from the fans.
I would genuinely rather have the worst job in the world than be Mighty Red.
You'd rather manage Man United then?
Oh, don't drop that on me.
So you'd rather be Mighty Red?
I think anything involving Manchester United, I'd rather be the opposite.
Okay, so
So yes, I would rather be Mighty Red.
would you rather be a Undertaker?
What, the Mighty Red?
No, than Man United manager.
Oh yeah.
Really? What,
What,
getting
the Man
paid?
United manager? Okay, so we're talking like genuinely now.
Yeah, Man United manager or be an Undertaker. So either like make dead people look pretty or make dead
No,
footballers
I'd
look good.
aspire to be the new David Moyes from Manchester United.
Make them shit. Shitter, shall I say.
Is that question? That's how I get out of that one. I'd like to be the new David Moyes.
Ollie, would you want to be Man United manager?
Would I want to be Man United manager?
Yeah.
No.
Not even for like £1 million.
Well, actually, yeah, I would do, and then I'd field the worst possible team. Well, that's their first team, innit? I'd field the worst
I'd
team
make
possible.
Cleverly the captain.
I'm Cleverly, what are you saying?
No, Tom Cleverly.
Oh, right, okay.
I'd captain Cleverly.
I would sign.
And
I'd sign an 8-year contract with them, get sacked live off the payoff compensation for the rest of my life.
I try and sign like Luis Suarez.
No, Adebayo Akinfenwa.
He's baller. Right, I think we
He
should
plays
wrap
for
it.
my local club.
I think we should wrap it up here, boys. Okay. Thanks for listening, everyone. And we'll speak soon.